Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, and coming up in the next half an hour. Final 4 group stage games will be played today at this edition of the Euro Championship. Ukraine will be up against Belgium, whereas Slovakia would be up against Romania. Turkey will also be in action. Stage is all set for T20 Cricket World Cup Super semi-finals. South Africa all set to face Afghanistan in early hours of Thursday. India will be up against England in latter half. Hockey India announces squad for upcoming Paris Olympics. Harmanpreet Singh to captain the team in his 3rd Olympics appearance. Squad to have 5 Olympic debutants as well. And India's Anush all set to represent the country at prestigious Paris Olympic Games in India's first ever entry at the dressage event in equestrian. And first, let's get you all the action from Euro 2024. First, an update on the matches that have already taken place. Kylian Mbappe scored his first ever Euro goal, but France were held to a 1-1 draw by an already eliminated Poland to finish second in Group D on Tuesday. Mbappe, returning to action and wearing a mask to protect his broken nose, opened the scoring in 56th minute. France needed all 3 points in order to seal the spot, but Robert Lewandowski's 79th minute penalty cancelled out Mbappe's spot kick 11 minutes into the second half. Now France finished second in the group and will face a toughest last 16 tie after Austria turned the section on its head with a 3-2 victory against the Dutch. Meanwhile, France manager Didier Deschamps said his side need to sharpen up in front of the goal at Euro 2024, but the knockout rounds will give them an opportunity for a fresh start.
I'm not disappointed, not at all. Honestly, yes, we wanted to get first place in the group by winning that match, but we did what we needed to. We may lacked some precision finishing our chances, but we were against a great goalkeeper who made a lot of saves. We know we will play on July 1st. We still don't know the opponent. It's new competition that starts now. Obviously, if we score more goals, we have more chance of winning the match. We had a lot of opportunities once again, but obviously, the more you score, the better chance you have of winning the match.
Scoring is not that easy though. So Austria produced a hugely impressive performance that will make others take notice at Euro 2024 as they beat the Netherlands to progress to the last 16 as Group D winners. Now, despite being handed a tough draw with the Dutch and France, Rolf Rangnick's side won 2 of their 3 games to finish top of the standings. The Netherlands had already guaranteed their progression to the last 16, but they will now go through as one of the best third-place sides. With France held to a 1-1 draw by Poland in the group's other game in Dortmund, Austria topped the table with 6 points, 1 ahead of second-placed France on 5 and the Dutch with 4 points. Austria coach Rolf expressed happiness on the commendable victory.
I think we choose a rather unexpected lineup that hardly anyone expected. But in hindsight, I have to say it was worth the thoughts put into it because we were able to go all in from the start. With the starting lineup, we didn't have to take any second yellow cards into consideration, and that's also paid off in the end. And what impressed me most today were the reactions of the teams to the equalizers. The fact that we didn't put our heads down at all but continued to stick to our game, continues to play courageously forwards and were rewarded twice afterwards.
England finished top and Slovenia also advanced to the knockout stages of Euro after an uninspiring 0 draw in their final Group C encounter on Tuesday. England had already qualified for the round of 16 and despite another flat performance, the draw leaves them in first place in the group on 5 points. England had the best of the action in a tepid game of few real chances, with Harry Kane and Phil Foden forcing easy saves from goalkeeper Jan Oblak and Bukayo Saka having a goal ruled out in the first half for offside. Meanwhile, Slovenia finished level on 3 points with Denmark. However, the Danes appear to have advanced in the second place due to their UEFA ranking going through with Slovenia, but this is still a subject to confirmation. England manager Gareth Southgate said the team have to be in a positive mood in the camp amid the criticism ahead of Sunday's last 16 game.
You know, they've come into it in the back of a really challenging environment. It's sort of taken me back a little bit to days when I was playing with England, and they've coped with it exceptionally well. You know, to keep their composure, being patient with the ball, waiting for the right opportunity. I thought they did that outstandingly well in the second half. We totally controlled the second half. Did create a couple of really good chances, which unfortunately we didn't take. Football doesn't work that way. You have to recover from those nights and make steady progress at times. But I saw progress. I saw players have a positive impact in the attacking areas, and you know, I think the goals will come. We'll get there.
Now, Denmark secured a place in the knockout phase of Euro with a nervy 0-0 draw in Munich against Serbia, who head home after becoming at the bottom of the Group C. Now, Denmark fans were seen celebrating the victory on the streets. Listen in.
I think it was a masterpiece of defense from Denmark. They had 0 chances. We were the best. But hey, we're going to play against Germany next week.
The game was very violent. Serbia should have won. It was very close between Denmark and Serbia, but Serbia gave its best, and hopefully we will win the Euros one day.
We are very sad, but you know, in every sadness have a little bit luck. We have luck to see München and beautiful city of Germany, so we will continue our journey to the next cities.
Now, Czech Republic faced Turkey in their last decisive group game, but they may have to do without their key striker, Patrick. The 28-year-old Patrick, who was the joint top scorer at Euro 2020, hobbled out of their last match against Georgia in Hamburg on Saturday with a calf injury and have not trained since then. Now, Patrick's absence would be a serious blow to Czech, and hopes of progressing to the last 16 will also be dented. They lost to Portugal and were fortunate to avoid defeat by Georgia to earn a point. Now, Czechs have to wait to stand any chance of progressing. However, it will not be easy against Turkey, who would progress with a draw even. Well, Turkey only need a point to progress from Group F and banish the memory of their abject performance at the last Euros when they went home after 3 defeats and 8 goals conceded. On the other hand, Belgium will be going all out to win against Ukraine in their final group game, despite a draw being enough for them to make it to the last 16. Now, Group E has the extraordinary situation of all 4 teams being locked on 3 points and a number of finishing position permutations possible should Belgium draw with Ukraine and Romania draw with Slovakia. It's the first meeting between Ukraine and Belgium. Both the sides recovered from opening losses in the group to win their second matches. And on the other hand, Slovakia will also not tinker with their style of play and go all out for victory as they face Group E rivals Romania today, seeking 3 points to ensure progression to the knockout rounds. Now, it is the tightest of pools with Slovakia, Romania, Belgium and Ukraine all locked on 3 points and with everything to play for in the final round of the matches. Slovakia are at their 3rd continental finals in a row, reaching the last 16 in 2016 before a group stage exit 3 years ago in a campaign that mirrors this one. After a shock 1-0 victory over Belgium in Frankfurt in their first game of Euro 2024, they let a lead slip against Ukraine to lose by 2-1 and are now faced with likely needing a point from their final game once again to advance. And now I am joined by DD India correspondent from Berlin, Trent Murray, to bring more on Euro 2024. A very good evening from India, Trent. How are the fans gearing up for the super encounter between Turkey and Czech Republic?
Yeah, well, a good evening, a namaste to you from the German capital, where, as you say, a lot of excitement building on this final day of the group stages of this Euros 2024. It's going very fast. I almost can't believe we're here already, but here we are, getting ready for that final group of 16 knockout stage. As you said, 4 big matches today, but I think the one that we really are keeping an eye on is Turkey and the Czech Republic. Turkey doing much better this time around than they did last time, where, as you say, it all ended in tears for them at the last Euros. They were out without any wins, but what a different story it is this time. They are almost sure to go through to the next stage. They just need to at least get a draw against the Czech Republic. If they do lose, then in the other match of Georgia and Portugal, then Georgia needs to lose that one. Portugal needs to lose that one against Georgia in order for Turkey to proceed. Pretty unlikely. Portugal's playing very well, but I think what makes Turkey particularly unique is that it is the biggest diaspora group here in Germany. There is a really large Turkish-German community, and they are out in force. Let me tell you can see them, the bright red and white of their supporters, the loud drums. They are probably one of the most animated groups that you will see here. So I imagine tonight, as the minutes start to clock down to that kickoff, you'll be seeing a lot of excitement here as they try to cheer on their squad to get through to the next 16 behind their captain, Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
All right, and when we talk about the round of 16, what do you think? Who are the favourites to sail through the round of 16 as well?
Yeah, well, look, let's go through who is through already, because we've already got some of those spots filling up. We know Switzerland, Italy, Germany, Denmark, England, Spain, France, Portugal and Austria. They are already through. Probably no real surprises there. You've really got some of the big titans of European football making it through. We'll have to see who scrapes through to the final spots. Much of it will depend on tonight. But I would say in terms of the playing form so far, the ones to watch probably are the Germans. And I'm not saying that because I'm here surrounded by them. They have been playing quite well. I know England fans have been a little bit concerned about the way their tournament has started. Yes, they've scraped through, but they haven't been playing their best form. And I think we heard it there from Gareth Southgate. He admitted things have been a little bit tough. Hopefully, they'll be using this time now until their weekend match to kind of regroup, regather, sort of forget the psychology of what happened in the group rounds and to try and come at it with a different mindset in order to try and, you know, kind of meet those very high expectations that English football fans have on them. The other two I'd say to keep an eye out for would be Switzerland and Italy, also playing not too bad.
And also when we talk about all the 4 matches in the last group match day of this edition of Euro 2024, 3 of the matches are tied on equal points. According to you, Trent, which is the most exciting match to watch out for tonight?
Oh, look, it's very hard to say. There is so much football to try and all see here at once. Look, as I say, the Turkey-Czech Republic game I think will be a very good one to watch. I'm also keen to see the Belgium-Ukraine match. Now, Belgium suffered a bit of a shock at the start of this tournament with its loss against Slovenia. We think that they'll try and turn things around. Ukraine hasn't had the greatest tournament. It was thrashed pretty hard by Romania in the first round, but I think that will be a match to watch as well. And of course, Portugal. I mean, we know that it's going to be an uphill battle for Georgia against Portugal, but whenever you get an opportunity to see Cristiano Ronaldo play, it's always going to be a good match. So I know that is one I'll be watching as well. And I also should just mention, we had Austria and the Netherlands playing here last night in Berlin. A lot of excitement amongst them. The Dutch were feeling pretty confident last night when I was talking to them, but many Austrian fans walking around this city today very, very happy with the spring in their step, having topped their group ahead of the French.
Thank you so much, Trent, for joining us. We really want you to enjoy the match and bring us all the latest once the matches are over at the group stage. For now, thanks a lot for joining us. Moving on in Sports Buzz, now let's get you other sporting and soccer updates. Real Madrid on Tuesday confirmed the defender Nacho Fernandez has decided to leave the club after 23 years. The 34-year-old Spain defender joined Madrid's youth academy at the age of 10 and made 364 appearances following his senior debut in 2012. His final appearance was the 2-0 Champions League final victory over Borussia Dortmund earlier this month that saw him become one of the 5 players to win 6 European Cups with the club. Nacho also won 4 La Liga titles, 2 Spanish Cups, 5 Club World Cups, 4 European Super Cups and 5 Spanish Super Cups with his only senior club. Nacho, who is with the Spain squad at Euro 2024, is expected to now join Saudi Arabian club Al Qadsiya. We are heading for a short break. We'll be right back. But still to come on the other side, Indian table tennis player Srija Akula achieves a new career high ranking of world number 24. And India's Anush Agrawal all set to represent the country at the prestigious Paris Olympics.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts, we demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
The newly enacted laws Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita and Bharatiya Saksha Act, which will completely overhaul the criminal justice system in the country, will come into effect from July 1st this year. The 3 laws got the Parliament's approval on December 21st last year and President Draupadi Murmu gave her assent on December 25th. The laws will replace the colonial-era Indian Penal Code, the Code of Criminal Procedure and the Indian Evidence Act of 1872. The 3 legislations aim at completely overhauling the criminal justice system in the country by giving definitions of various offences and their punishments. However, the provision related to cases of hit and run by vehicle drivers will not be implemented immediately. There are several myths related to these 3 laws. The myth that the extension of police custody from 15 to 19 days is a shocking provision that will enable police torture. Although the truth is that the period of police custody is restricted to 15 days, under BNSS, police custody may be taken in parts or in whole within a period of 40 to 60 days out of the total period of 60 to 90 days as applicable. The court's discretion in granting police custody is retained as earlier. Further, the police custody beyond the first 15 days shall not be an impediment to grant bail to the accused.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Sports Pass with me, Deepika. And now an update on hockey. Hockey star Harmanpreet Singh is all set to captain the Indian squad at the upcoming Paris Olympics as Hockey India announces the squad for the major tournament. With 5 Olympic debutants in the squad, Hardik Singh will be the vice captain. The squad also features veteran goalkeeper PR Srichesh and midfielder Manpreet Singh, both of whom will be making their 4th Olympic appearance. Interestingly, Harmanpreet Singh, Sanjay, Rajkumar Pal, Abhishek and Sukhjit Singh are the 5 players who are set to make their Olympics debut at this edition. On to table tennis now. Indian table tennis player Srija Akula achieved a new career high ranking of world number 24 following her victory at the World Table Tennis Contender Tournament in Lagos. The 25-year-old Indian table tennis player jumped 19 places in the latest International Table Tennis Federation rankings released on Monday to displace Manika Batra as the country's top women's singles player. In the thrilling final match held in Lagos, Srija got the better of Ding Yijli of China by 4-1. Not only did Srija secure the singles title, but she also emerged victorious in the doubles competition as well. Consequently, she became only the 2nd Indian woman to make it to the top 25 in women's singles category. And now an update from T20 Cricket World Cup. So Afghanistan will look forward to lock horns with South Africa in the first semi-final of the T20 Cricket World Cup in early hours of Thursday. In another semis, Rohit Sharma will be up against South Africa at the Providence Stadium in Guyana. On Tuesday, the Afghanistan team added a new chapter to their history after securing their maiden semi-final berth in the history of the tournament. They defeated Bangladesh by 8 runs via DLS method at the Arnos Wall ground in Kingstown, St. Vincent in their last and final Super 8 clash. Earlier, Team India beat Australia by 24 runs at the Darren Sammy National Cricket Stadium in Cross Islet, St. Lucia, and confirmed their berth in top 4. The men in blue will also look forward to avenge their 10-wicket defeat to England in the semi-final of the T20 Cricket World Cup at the Adelaide Oval. Well, the three Lions are expected to pose a challenge as they will be high on confidence after their massive victory over the United States. The International Cricket Council on Tuesday announced the match officials for both the semi-finals of the T20 Cricket World Cup. Richard Linkworth and Nitin Menon were chosen as the on-field umpires for the first semi-final between Afghanistan and South Africa in the first half in Trinidad on Thursday. Richard Kettlebrough will be the TV umpire for the first semi-final, with Ehsan Raza in place as the fourth umpire. An 8-run victory against Bangladesh via DLS method secured safe passage for Afghanistan from Super 8s at Australia's expense. Meanwhile, Chris Coffney and Rodney Tucker will umpire the second semi-final between unbeaten India and reigning champions England in Guyana later on Thursday. England booked their place in the Final Four with a 10-wicket victory against co-hosts the USA, while India put the finishing touches to a perfect Super 8 stage with a 24-run victory over Australia. Moving on in sports buzz, now let's get you all the latest from the world of Olympics. And India's Anush Agrawala is all set to make his historic debut at the upcoming Paris Olympics, as he's been chosen by the Equestrian Federation of India to represent India in the upcoming dressage event at the Paris Games. Interestingly, this also marks India's first ever entry in the dressage event at the Olympics overall, as riders have previously only competed in eventing categories. Agrawala's selection came after a careful evaluation of recent performances, where he edged out close contender Shruti Vora based on a better average score. In tennis, Britain's Emma Raducanu and Katie Boulter made winning starts at the Eastbourne International in England on Tuesday. Raducanu defeated fellow US Open champion American Sloane Stephens by 6-4, 6-0 in the first round of the WTA 500 tournament. The 21-year-old will face American ball number 5 and number 2 seed Jessica Pegula next. Meanwhile, British number 1 Katie Boulter also made it through to the second round after she beat Croatian Petra Martic by 6-1 and 7-6. Boulter will play Latvian 5th seed Jelena Ostapenko next. Now, during USA Gymnastics Week, Swiss singing rings gymnast and Swedish rhythmic gymnast performed at the St. Minneapolis Sculpture Garden. The Swiss swinging rings were featured outside of Europe for the first time. As USA Gymnastics Week continues, athletes and spectators alike anticipate the upcoming Olympic trials, where the best gymnasts will compete for a chance to represent their countries in the 2024 Paris Olympics. And that's all for this edition of DD India Sports Buzz, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika Mehtu, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching DD India Sports Buzz. Namaskar.